Peace. This is a meat and potatoes sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today, for the neophyte and the family, I want to offer some magical tips and tricks that will help you in elevating your magic. One, if you set up an altar, always try to work with the same or similar energy. So things that you may want to avoid, let's say you have Aphrodite on your altar, which is the goddess of love and sexuality. You wouldn't want her to be on your altar with, say, Kali. Kali is a demoness, and she transforms your life really by turning it topsy turvy. So you wouldn't want those same energies there. What I would recommend, if you are going to deal with Kali, who you could put there is the Egyptian goddess or Kemetic goddess, either Serket or Sekhmet. Similar energies. Also, if you work with Saint Expedite, you could put him with Baron LaCroix. So you always, when you set up your altar and you're working with a particular deity or spirit, you want to make sure that you don't mishmash the energy there. So this way, by having a similar energy or the exact type of energy, what you do is that you're really going to get the most bang for your buck when you're practicing your magic. Also, another thing that I want to be clear about is that as a magician and a witch and a sorcerer, I don't use circles. And the reason that I don't use circles is because if you're formulating a relationship with a particular spirit or angel or demon, if you do a circle, they'll respect the boundary, but honestly speaking, they can get around a circle. So put it like this. It's like inviting somebody over to your house and before they come in, you're frisking them at the door. So think of it like that. So I don't use circles. You don't have to use circles. That's more or less what I call Wiccan paranoia. And a lot of that has even went into Hollywood and movies. So you don't have to use circles if you don't want to. Take it from someone who doesn't use them, and I'm still here. So no, you don't have to use circles when you're working with these spirits and intelligences. You don't have to do that. Make sure that when you're doing certain rituals, always make sure that you're clean and you're not excessively tired, or you've had too much alcohol or marijuana. You don't want to be so relaxed that you're not putting the full strength and energy into your rituals. So you want to make sure you're alert when you're doing a ritual. Also, make sure that if you are dealing with the tarot, if you're just dealing with it for divination, that's fine. But if you want to make another jump as far as with path working or improvement of the self, I recommend that you get into the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah and the tarot basically function really as one. So good books that you can get on the Kabbalah, I would say you can get the Mystical Kabbalah by Golden Dawn member and occultist Dion Fortune, or you can get books on the tarot by Paul Foster Case, because when you're doing magic, you're also going to have to do a lot of reading. I feel sometimes that people just want to go to Google and be in certain forums and threads, and they don't really read as much as they should. So make sure you do your reading. And another thing that I really want to touch on is that if you start dealing with black magic, do you utilize ends? For those who don't know, ends are supposed to be chants from a language unknown to get in touch with a demon. This has been popularized by S. Connolly, especially in her work, The Complete Book of Demonology. I don't use ends. Several demons I have talked to, Unsair, Beanie, Asterol, say they're not with ends. That's if anyway, if they take it as they'll come to you, but they're not overly fond of people using ends. So if you want to communicate with any spirit or demon, Just be sincere and communicate with them. The further and the more diligent that you practice magic, as I've said repeatedly, they will start reaching out to you. And I cannot stress enough, if you want your magic to really, really go far, try to have a practice that you do at least 2 or 3 times a week. And if you do that, that will start elevating you. It's not that magic's a chore, but it does have rules and a formulae for success. So those are some tips and tricks that I'm offering to the family and for those who have subscribed. So that is your meat and potato sorcery for today. I'm the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friend.